Hi guys, I am Rovin and I'm one of the interns from Intelligent Outsourcing. One of the few things that surprised me is the amount of trust and consideration that our mentors give us to us. Because as we all know, interns are usually tagged as just simply the one who scans papers, stuff like that. However, here in IO, what I have observed is that the amount of trust and freedom to grow as not just a simple intern but also a possible professional in this field is so open, and that's one of the few things that surprised me. Probably I have so many in mind, but one of it is when we first shadowed for an initial interview. I never really thought that our mentors would ask us, so what do you think? Because usually in terms of that, we will just write reports, stuff like that. However, right after our first initial interview, our mentors had the urge to ask our opinions regarding it, and it was actually very nice because we somehow, the way I see it, our opinions mattered, and the way that we view things here in this field is something that can contribute for their growth. Oh, one of the skills that I grow would be my ability to analyze things. Because as a psychology student, we are grown to give fair judgments and are basically be an observant. So through intelligent outsourcing, we were able to make use of that in terms of putting it in a sense that we apply it for choosing a candidate, for screening them and sort of that. So it was actually nice to see that a skill is not just simply a skill, even if you are an intern. One of my favorites, I would say what we call it debriefing. It's basically a kumustahan, as they say in Filipino, wherein our mentors would ask us about how we feel towards something, especially that this is our first time in terms of immersion, and it was actually nice to see that our mentors were able to touch point on us based on not just how we are as interns, but also get to know us as an individual as well. Oh, in terms of advice, probably one of the few would be to be intentional with whatever you want to do here. Because as an intern, there will always be this misconception wherein you're still an intern, so what contributions can you give to the company? However, if there would be an opportunity for you to step forward and initiate, that would definitely bring not just growth for the company, but also growth for you as an individual, as well as never be afraid of having a bad day. Because normally, although I like to romanticize things myself, there are times wherein I observe that it's not always like cupcakes and rainbows. However, that doesn't mean that just because you had a bad day means that your internship will be a bad experience. To get the same experience, join now at Intelligent Outsourcing. #hamster!